Welcome everyone. Gooey here again, bringing you another matchup. This time we're going to do a ZVT. It's going to be between BeastyQT and MTW's Dimaga, two very well-known European players. Basically have been around for quite some time now. Dimaga even getting a shot at going to Korea to compete in their All-Star League. Beating ST on TV. It was great. BeastyQT has been in multiple European tournaments, does quite well, been a top player basically for the entirety of StarCraft 2, really solid player, even though he's not talked about a lot. We see Depot going down at the wall, pretty normal. Dimaga, no early pool shenanigans from him, especially scouting his opponent first. Probably want to go hatch first. Probably feel safe doing that. I think he's actually going to just show the Overlord. Yep, so he's just going to show him the Overlord. Okay. Usually you'd want to pull that away so they don't know, but either didn't notice it or doesn't really care. Either way, Barracks going down to the wall. Dimaga going up to 15 drones, so we'll probably be seeing a 15 hatch out of him. BeastyQT though. Oh, shenanigans coming on. We got a double 11 racks coming out. This Overlord has no clue what's going on. Sees no gas. Did see the pause in SCV production though. If he was paying attention to that, he'd know what was going on. Might not have noticed it. Might have noticed it. Maybe that's what he was looking for. We don't know. Dimaga going up to 16 drones now. Probably be going for that 16 pull, which is a greedier version of this build. And given the fact that BeastyQT is doing a double 11 racks, I kind of am a little bit scared for Dimaga. Now, BeastQT is probably going to want to take this barracks and float it down to the low ground, so that way his Marines can rally even quicker up to the natural. And this Overlord is going to come see this SCV poking around. No Marines out yet. He's pulling a couple more SCVs. Did float that barracks down to the low ground. Dimaga's pool's only halfway done at this point, as well as his hatchery. Dimaga at this point doesn't know what's going on, unless he did notice the pause in SCV production. But these two drones are chasing this SCV away. Still has these units out of range. Not looking too conspicuous, but think Dimaga knows what's up. Yep, Dimaga knows what's up. Preemptively pulling all of these drones out. He's going to get a nice surround. Oh, these units are actually conveniently, that is nice bunker placement by BeastyQT, but that micro from Dimaga, not even losing a drone yet. It's pushing these units all the way back to the barracks. Okay, he's lost one drone. One drone's been lost. Is this drone going to die? No, only lost, he's going to hold this off losing one drone. Now this bunker is complete, and these drones are kind of out in no man's land. So getting these drones back home is going to be a challenge for Dimaga. He's got 5 drones mining. That is so bad for Dimaga. There are lings out, though, and he's got a couple hidden over to the side. He's going to get a full surround on this bunker. Great move by Dimaga. He's going to surround the bunker. One drone going down. Another drone going down. This bunker's about to fall. The Marines get out. Is he going to salvage it? No way. Oh, wow. Okay, Dimaga's down to these 5 drones plus these 2 down here. Not looking good for Dimaga. He does have Zerglings out, though. He's got quite a few Zerglings, actually. Go to the unit counting tab. He's got 13 Zerglings out. BeastyQT, no wall in yet. Looks like he's floating his barracks back over. The rush is now done. He's up 17 SCVs to 9. So that rush proved very effective for BeastyQT. Caught Dimaga pretty much off guard. If Dimaga had been paying attention with that Overlord, he would have noticed the pause in SCV production. Could have assumed something was up. Maybe started scouting around a little bit. But regardless, he's now in a position that no Zerg ever wants to be in. One that Idra would probably leave in. Even if the supplies are even, he's still down by 5 workers, and this guy right here, the mule, makes it even worse for Dimaga. So these Zerglings are the only thing saving him right now. BeastyQT doesn't really care. He'll just sit behind his wall and say, whatever, Zerglings, you sit there. We see Command Center almost done for BeastyQT. Just now getting its first tech lab out, so no tech whatsoever. Dimaga, absolutely no tech, can't afford it. Only making drones at this point. He can get back in. He's not totally out of it, because double 11 racks is a pretty significant commitment. Zerg can drone up really hard, really fast, and not really feel the effects of not making units as much as Terran. Terran can only power SCVs so hard. Zerg can just make drones all day and get back into it, and if Terran lets them and sits back and lets them drone too hard for too long, then they can find themselves in a situation that they could be scratching their head at. We have 4 barracks going for BeastyQT, so he's either really wary of some kind of bust, which is not likely, or he's wanting to put on a lot more pressure because he knows Dimaga's been droning like a madman behind this. Doesn't even have speed up yet. Dimaga is actually going to take a risk and get this hatchery over here. I like this over at the 9 o'clock. BeastyQT apparently is typing on a calculator. Maybe some lag going on there. This Ling sees these Marines poking out, doesn't see the bunker, but if Terran's poking out, there's usually a reason behind it. Probably knows there's an expand. Overlord saw it building anyway, so you can just assume that the expansion's now floated down to the low ground. We're gonna see. I'd like to see if this expansion is gonna work out for Dimaga. Just now got Zerglings making. Appears to have lost the ones earlier. Maybe got caught out of position. Bunch of Zerglings in production. Only making Zerglings. See BeastyQT making Marauders. Probably wary of some kind of roach defense. Dimaga's not buying it though. Just making Speedlings. Marauders, not that great against them. Maybe to have 1 or 2 in there, just to target fire Banelings or whatnot. Can be helpful, but Marauders aren't going to be helping BeastyQT for right now. Dimaga taking down his Gold Rocks preemptively. Always good to be using your Zerglings if they're made. Otherwise, Zerglings don't really do anything for you. Just now starting to drone this hatchery down here. This one not very saturated yet. The main not very saturated yet. Still isn't even mining from this gas. So Dimaga is really starting to feel the effects of losing all those drones early game. And now we have a 4 racks worth of bio push coming into the main. Stim is done. Dimaga's going to surround. What? Oh, Dimaga gets a really nice surround. BeastyQT's in a lot of trouble. He's going to lose all of these units most likely. They're all really low from stim. They can't really re-stim. And he is going to lose absolutely everything. 2 Marines and a Marauder left over. These Queens can clean that up. No problem. Dimaga is probably feeling really good after that. Didn't even need to use a single Baneling. Cleaned that up with only Zerglings. He had a great block here at the top. Got a nice surround from the bottom. The Marines and Marauders got pinned against this wall. And even though that normally is good to hug a wall, they were all strung along it and not really clumped up. So Dimaga got great surface area there. Not a good move by BeastyQT to dive in like that. Now BeastyQT is just now making factories, so anytime he stims from here on now, oh, I guess back to calculator mode. There must have been lag during the game. Dimaga though, this 3rd hatch, BeastyQT doesn't know about it. He still thinks Dimaga's on 2 bases. So this extra income from Dimaga could be really a deciding factor of this game, because it's been mining for quite a bit now. So this extra income is going to kick in. If he gets a fast 4th, BeastyQT might think it's just him finally taking a 3rd base, and that he's going to think that the early game damage is going to be a lot more significant, thinking maybe, oh, he might have really taken way more losses than I thought. But Dimaga just got away with murder. Just only maybe 30 Zerglings killed off a 4 rack stim timing push. That is amazing. No Banelings were even made to hold that off. That's just couldn't have gone better for Dimaga. Now BeastyQT is floating this gold base over. Dimaga doesn't have anything right now to punish it. Mutas are just now on the way, but turrets are already being constructed here. The turret spread in the main, it is kind of thin, but the production facilities are fairly well protected to zone mutas out. No turrets in the natural, basically because you can keep Marines here, and the turrets will help zone out here, so this is pretty safe. One turret though, mutas can probably take out that turret if they were to poke. Now over in Terran land, siege mode just finished, so BeastyQT can now be safe from any mass baneling attacks on him, seeing as Dimaga has quite a few. Dimaga's got 23 banelings up right now. Mutalisk starting to poke in around at the main, just outranging that turret, harassing the gas guys. Are always good to be poking at something with your Mutalisk. Great control. Don't want to be getting your mutas poked at. Does manage to take the gas guys around. That's a huge bonus. Always nice to limit a Terran gas supply. Now, we haven't seen Dimaga really add any more mutas. He's only made the 9 mutas, and that's really it. Instead, he's going for burrow. I like this. Burrowed banelings, especially on such a large map, are really difficult for Terran to deal with. They have to scan their entire way across the map. Always the threat of banelings. Gets really costly to start moving out without a Raven. And after that 4-ax bio push, Starport is just now finishing. He's just now going to have his first medevac out. We're at the 16-minute mark. So really nice play by Demuslim. Oh, a bunch of banelings connect with Marines. He does lose 2 Mutalisks though. Down from 9 to 7. Only 1 tank is left though, so Dimaga and oh, okay, BeastyQT knows about the base now. Okay, so this is where Dimaga gets into a little bit of trouble. Now, this tank is by itself and does get picked off. The hatchery might actually not die. He's not target fire. Okay, now he's target firing it. Okay, so now this hatchery will be online, and even though he did lose these drones, it was only about 8 or so drones, and BeastyQT lost half of his force. He lost 3 tanks, a lot of Marines. We have another engagement coming in here. Huge frontal assault from Dimaga. I don't know if I like this. Just funneling into a siege tank line. Dimaga. Okay, that was really bad for Dimaga. Apparently, this was the tipping point for him. Put him on tilt. Said, okay, I can't win. And there you have it. GG from Dimaga. Oh, Dimaga, even though that early game pressure did do so much damage, he had a really nice play here to hold off this stim timing push with very little effort. But the fact that he did lose so much, his mutas were out late, and he didn't have very many of them, only getting up to 9 Mutalisk at most. Zerg flyer attack, just it's not even done yet. 17.5 minutes. Normally, Zerg would have a clump of 20 or some odd mutas by now with +1, maybe +2 on the way. So, Dimaga not exactly in the shape he wanted to be for the mid-game, although he was doing a pretty good job. Burrow just didn't finish in time. He was 20 seconds away from having Burrow. He could have burrowed a couple banelings here. The counterattack wasn't really a threat. It was basically just BeastyQT saying, alright, let me box these units and send them over here. And he ended up getting the hatchery. A couple banelings connected down here, but didn't do enough damage. The mutas couldn't polish off the tanks. There's still too many Marines left over, and he just couldn't get his Zerglings over in time. And the hatchery did die, and that basically took Dimaga out of the game. And the subsequent counterattack that I don't necessarily agree with was Dimaga's downfall. Very well played by BeastyQT though. Really patient play. That 2-ax aggression, the bunker placement was really nice. He had his Marines just nestled in this little corner here with the SCV blocking for him. So Dimaga couldn't really engage him, and all of his drones got stuck. Even though he did micro them so well and picked off so many Marines, the bunker did finish, and there was 3 Marines in it, and his drones were zoned out on this side, away from his natural, away from his main. He had 5 drones mining at the start of the game. Really bad start for Dimaga in that game. His drones tried to get back, but the bunker just mowed them all down. He tried surrounding it and just lost too much at the start and couldn't come back from it, despite his best efforts. He did show a good game.